cooking up some delicious vegan zucchini soup today. And what you saw when I started was some onion and some celery, 3 stalks of celery, and 1 Spanish onion. And I am sauteing that with some olive oil and caramelized it to get a nice golden color. Now what I'm going to add is zucchini. I got about 10 of these small zucchinis and cut it up in half moons, and it's about 15 cups. So I'm going to add this to the pot, and I'm going to bring my heat up to high and let it put a little bit of color on it, but we have the caramelization on the onion, so it really doesn't matter too much on the zucchini. This is going to be so good. So I'm cooking some love in the kitchen today. Now I'm going to use this broth. It's a cool broth. It's vegetarian, no chicken broth, but it tastes like chicken. So you get the same flavor that maybe a chicken broth recipe would call for. So I'm going to add that in, and we can do about 3 or 4 of these depending on if your pot allows it. But zucchinis come with a lot of, they're really high in water content, so which is nice. So I'm just going to add these in. You can stir it. It's going to come up to a boil because we have it on high. Hi everybody joining. I'm glad you're here. So I'm doing another vegan recipe today, but I do meat recipes as well. So we have some more of this chicken stock. Now I use a low sodium because I like to be in control of the salt. So I think it's a good option if you're doing it at home too, because then you can use sea salt, which is really much healthier for you than traditional table salt. So I'll add a little salt now, but I'll also get back to the salt later. Now we have scallions. So if anybody's not familiar with scallions, or they're called green onions, I've chopped them up. I did 2 bunches of them. So I'm going to also add that into the soup. They're going to cook down. And the white part is a little bit more oniony flavored, stronger onion in taste, but adds a lot of good flavor into our soup. So I ended up using 3 quarts of the no chicken stock, but if you wanted, you could also do a regular vegetable broth. Or if you don't want it to be vegan, then you can do some chicken broth, or whatever kind of broth tickles your fancy. Now, once this cooks for a little while, I'm going to let it cook really until the zucchini is basically falling apart. Then I'll add some fresh parsley. And you could eat it as is, but I like to make it more of a creamy soup. So I use an immersion blender. I don't know if you're familiar, but you basically put it into the food and it will blend it right in the pot without having to move it to a blender. But a traditional blender works as well. So you cook that up for a little while. I'll add some quinoa in, which will also be blended in to make it a creamy soup without having to add milk or cream. So you could also do potatoes or rice or whatever tickles your fancy. So that's a quick, simple meal from my kitchen here. This will be delicious, and you'll be able to save it for another meal as well. It's easily frozen, can be frozen. Thank you for joining. Sending you love from my kitchen to yours. Bye.